The first carry now for Dalvin Cook. He finds an opening past the 40. 25 yards the pickup there, and also a first down.
Boy, he does it at a high level, doesn't he? Because when I watch him, I think of his vision. Straight ahead, peripheral. Also has that sense of where holes are going to be before they actually open. I think that helps set him apart from many of the other backs in the league.
Squeeze, double. Check. Switch. Check, nickel. Big Dan. Watch safety creeping. Safety's creeping. 25. Check.
They run again on first down. Cook. 3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be second down.
Well, I think that's what they're going to need to do here in the first half. You've got to take some pressure off of this young quarterback, and no better way to do it than to establish the running game early.
Jumping. He's coming. We got double up. Check.
On second down, Cook. What a spin. And they go backwards here, losing yardage back at the 48-yard line. That'll be a loss of a yard, and it leads to a third down.
I like the strategy. Extra tight ends, extra beef. They want to run the football, but that means they probably want to run it inside. If you get strung out on the perimeter, you're in peril.
Yeah, we saw the result, negative yardage. On third down, Jackson. And he's able to find Diggs. 4 catches for him in the wild card win a week ago, and he's got his first here, and it's a first down. Nice job keeping that opening drive alive, and they're in plus territory, that part of the field where you really want to convert on third down. They did.
Big-time pickup for them, and now I think the aggressive play callers think to themselves, this part of the field, I take my shot at the end zone, because the closer you get to the end zone, the field gets condensed. It makes it a lot tougher to run those routes. You still got a chance to actually run past people right now. Take your shot at the end zone early in the down and distance count.
The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8.
Check 31. Slam.
Give to Cook out of the gun. And the big boys up front, they're going to stop him right at the line. 2 runs in a row, but only 2 yards to show for it.
Early down stuff to put this offense in a precarious position. We know that securing the point of attack, especially against the big-bodied guys in the middle of this D, has got to be priority 1.
Got to get to the 26 for a first. This is third down.
Hey, check my 50. Mike, what's wrong? Check my 50.
Jackson from the shotgun. And he's got Kyle Rudolph. His first reception of the divisional round matchup, but it's good for a first down as well.
I don't believe that this opening drive is surprising to either one of us after the time we spent with the coaching staff and players prior to the game. What about you?
Absolutely. Not only that, but that big article in the paper this morning about their philosophy on starting games like you're shot out of a cannon, and that's what they've done. Very methodical here on this first drive.
Yeah, so many teams talk about that fast start. We're actually seeing it happen right here in front of us.
But now the kicker. Can they cap it off by putting the ball in the end zone? Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run. And he'll get it down inside the 20 to the 18-yard line. That second down run, a big help, as 7 yards leaves them with just a 3rd and 3 now. The impressive opening drive continues, and just space being created by those guys up front.
We're seeing this the same way, aren't we? We are seeing an offensive line, as this game gets started, as it starts to unfold, that they are dominating the line of scrimmage.
Check 4.
They'll run it. Here's Cook. And Cook was fighting for it, but I don't think he got there. A loss of a yard, and it brings up 4th.
That's a tough one right there. He ran right into the teeth of the blitz as the linebacker was freed up in order to stuff that one for a loss. I think quarterbacks got to see that. Got to find a way to audible into something a little more advantageous.
Not a touchdown, obviously, but playoffs, you're on the road. At least you put something on the board.
I would agree with that totally. You're not exactly sending a message to the opposition, but you are letting them know that you came to play.
This one fielded at the 5. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here at the 30-yard line.
The Packers take over first and 10 at their own 30-yard line.
So first and 10 now from the 30.
Yo, 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 yo. Yo.
Throwing is Rodgers. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Everson Griffin forced his way through, drops him for a loss of 10 yards.
And so much for that great field position to start the game. Now they're way behind the sticks. Can't wait to see what their second down call is going to look like now.
Hey, foxtrot, foxtrot.
Throwing on second and long. Rodgers. And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's third down.
Brandon, it looked like he had his hands on it for a moment, but let's face it, that was going to be a tough catch all the way because of the presence of the defense right there as he was trying to haul it in.
Yeah, nice job to force the incompletion. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down. Off the play fake to Jones. Here's Rodgers. He gets this to Devontae Adams. And he'll be out of bounds at the 25-yard line. Just a 5-yard pickup, and it leads to fourth down.
There's an example of good situational football being played by a defense. They understood where the third down play was, the down and distance, and made sure that they didn't get anywhere near that, bringing up fourth down.
Yeah, they were sniffing out that marker, didn't want to let him get close to there, and now a likely 3-and-out to start.
Yeah, I love the way they rallied to the football and got to him and made sure he didn't give up much run after catch.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. They've got a 3-0 lead and the football as they start first and 10. Here's Cook as they begin on the ground. 8 yards on the pickup, and now they'll have some options on second and short. Getting the sense, Charles, they're going to put a big emphasis this afternoon on the run game.
And why not? What we're seeing so far, it's working pretty well from them. And here's the best part. We always talk about the best performers do their job when the lights come on. I think he likes natural light best.
Check, 93's the mic, 93's the mic. Hey, we got to get this stop here, D. Check, 93's the mic, 93's the mic. Rabbit, 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 rabbit. Check, 93's.
On second and 2, Jackson. Oh, did he hang on to it? He did on the dive. Nice grab. His first reception of the divisional round matchup, but it's good for a first down as well. Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on first down.
Kill, kill, kill. Turn up. Kill, kill, kill. Turn up. Let's go. Check the call.
3-0 after one on EA Sports. First down, here's the run with Cook. The first-round pick, Jair Alexander, making the tackle. You mentioned very early on the need to establish a running game for this young QB. They really haven't been able to do that, though, in the first half.
So that means what in halftime? Adjustments time, right? Figure out what they are, figure out the things that they really want to accomplish, and who to run behind. Which are your better blockers? Find those guys and get in that direction.
Check, 93's the mic, 93's the mic. Check, 93's the mic, 93's the mic. All day, just like that, just like that.
The Vikings going to signal for the first of their timeouts. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this second quarter. A 10th carry in the game for Cook. And 3 yards there takes him to the 45.
And that's one of the reasons you like to blitz even on rundowns. It confuses the blocking assignments. It doesn't allow those offensive linemen to get up to the second level.
The Vikings on 3rd down. They've been okay, 2 for 3 thus far. This will be 3rd and 6.
Mine 50, mine 50. Oh, you got deep? Big ass.
From the gun, it's Jackson. Forced out to his left. Going deep for Diggs. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Minnesota. Stephon Diggs. 55 yards. And the Vikings are going to widen that advantage. They talked about stringing together some explosive plays here in the playoffs. That was a pretty explosive play.
It certainly was. And if you're going to win on the road, it certainly helps to have big playability in your hip pocket, doesn't it?
At their own 25-yard line.
About set to get this drive started, the Green Bay offense at the line.
And on the first drive, 3 and out. I know that these are professional athletes, but I would imagine sometimes you get the nerves at the beginning of a game still, don't you?
And Rodgers is going to go down. He's sacked. Danielle Hunter able to run him down for a loss of 12 that time.
Well, so much for setting the tone of the drive offensively. Giving up a big sack that loses that kind of yardage, not a great start.
That huge loss on the sack makes this job much more difficult. It's now 2nd down and 22 yards to go. Now Rodgers is going to fire one deep over the middle. And that'll be incomplete. Good protection that time, and they couldn't hook up on the long one. Now it's 3rd down. And Charles, got to like what this defense has been able to do these last couple of plays.
Yeah, they get the sack on 1st down, then they force the incomplete pass. Now they're just a play away from getting the football right back, but it's a big play. They've got to hold up.
Throwing now is Rodgers. Oh, and a bad throw there. It's intercepted. Picked off by the Pro Bowler, Anthony Barr. And they'll spot him at the 3-yard line. Mecole Hardman, the intended target. And that pick just sets him up beautifully right down near the goal line.
I remember being in a defensive meeting back when I was in college, and our defensive coordinator says, we're going to call this Be Who You Are defense. D linemen, you play the run. Linebackers, be aware of anything. And secondary, you play the pass. That way, you're all set, ready for whatever they put out there.
And he's going to get this back to the 3-yard line and no further. No gain on the play that time, and it sets up 2nd and goal.
Perfectly designed blitz right there. They took that one from the grease board to the field because they were able to free up their linebacker to get into the backfield and spill the play.
On 2nd and goal, Cook waiting in the backfield all alone.
Check 43. Check safety. Switch.
They go quickly here out to Doxson. No gain that time on the completion, and it'll be 3rd down.
Pass complete, but no gain.
No yards.
Yeah.
So you file that as unsuccessful.
Yeah, you do, don't you? Except on the stats, throwing the ball,
Get a completion.
you get a catch,
Yeah.
but still,
No yards.
okay.
And this effort won't be enough as they rally up to stop him a couple of yards short. Only a yard there, so it brings up 4th and goal. Bailey's kick is good. And that'll push the lead up to 13-0. They got the interception, but very little movement after, and that forces them to settle for 3. And it does feel like settling when that happens, doesn't it?
It certainly does, but we got to give a lot of credit where it's due, and that's to the defense because they ran onto the field. It's what we call sudden change, right? Interception, you got to go put out the fire, and they did, holding them to a field goal.
The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. And this is a unit that, to be frank, doesn't look like they've woken up yet. I mean, a punt and a turnover on their first 2 drives.
And I think the game's starting to take shape a little bit now. And I'm going to take it into the basketball world. When you're having trouble scoring or moving the ball in basketball, what do? Get it to their best player, right? Find a matchup, create it, exploit it, and try and move the football.
So now they have to contend with 2nd and 13 after the first down run goes backwards. From the gun, it's Rodgers. And that's complete to Adams. And this one will go to the 28-yard line.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
319. Go to 50. Hey, you block over here. Right there. 54, right there. Yeah. Good track.
Throwing is Rodgers on 3rd down. Flushed out right. On the run, he'll let this go deep right side. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down. I know he wants to get his team back in the game, but a 50-50 ball right there that maybe was a little questionable.
Yeah, he's pretty lucky to get that one back. I think that sometimes these quarterbacks play with a lot of confidence that borders on arrogance, and that can put your team in some Dutch.
Yeah, especially maybe want to look at some safer routes after the interception he had that ended their last drive. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And last time they got 3 points, but it was a chip shot field goal. And when you go to the sideline after a chip shot field goal, maybe the offense not too happy.
It's a balancing act, isn't it? Because you're exactly right. They're none too pleased that they didn't punch it in for 6 points. But they also have to remember they did put points on the board.
3 points is 3 points.
And in this league, you take points when you can get them. Not easily done.
Second quarter action, 2 minutes to go on Divisional Round Weekend. We remind you, as we've done all year, that coming up at halftime, we will visit with Jonathan Coachman, standing by in Orlando. He'll let you know what's going on here on a very eventful Divisional Round weekend.
Let's go, Mike 50. Mike 50. Right here. 50's the mic. 50's the mic. Let it go.
Throwing on first down, it's Jackson. He's going to let this go. Back of the end zone. And that'll be caught by Diggs for a Minnesota touchdown. Stephon Diggs with his 2nd touchdown here in this first half. And the Vikings are going to widen that advantage. Bailey got the extra point, and the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. About set to get this drive started, the Green Bay offense at the line. And we don't want to call this desperation time, especially in the second quarter, but you're down. We know, but let me finish.
Okay, my bad.
You're down 3 scores already. You've done nothing offensively, nothing on the scoreboard. That's not a good combination.
I think you just called it desperation time. I think you did. But let's face it, you mentioned this to me in a break earlier in the game. The energy level hasn't been there right from the start. We've noticed that. They've got to find a way to get on their toes and start punching instead of retreating to use a punch.
And Rodgers is going to go down. He's sacked. Anthony Barr came in there hard on the blitz and got him down 9 yards behind the line of scrimmage. Rodgers now, after the sack, he'll lead the pack up on 3rd and long. Rodgers now to throw. Man open, that's Marquez Valdez-Scantling. It'll be a pickup of 16, but they'll remain short of the marker, and it's 4th down. The offense is not leaving the field. They're going to stay out and go for it on 4th and 3. It's caught. Jones. And they've got it well across midfield down to the 40 before it's all said and done. The Packers going to use one of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half. The 4th down run successful. Now they look to pay it off on 1st down. To throw, it's Rodgers. And he'll lay out and pull it in. What a diving catch there. Now the Packers going to go ahead and use the second of their timeouts as the clock's going to stop with 47 seconds to go in half number 1. Facing a 2nd and 2 after that last catch, good for 8 yards.
Hey. Jump out! 58's the money! 58's the money!
Again, they'll throw with Rodgers. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Everson Griffin able to get in there for his 2nd sack of the afternoon.
I'm starting to feel for that quarterback back there. I mean, you know me. Normally, don't have a lot of empathy for the QB, right? In this case, definitely. He's been on constant duress this entire game. I don't know how he's surviving back there.
And to think, there's still a long way to go in this football game. Now the Vikings will use the second of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 20 seconds to go in the first half.
It's 4th down.
No move to get the offense off the field here. They've converted once on this drive. On 4th, they'll go again and try it once more. They'll go with Jones. And he's able to pick up the first before he's taken down at the 27. Now the Packers going to burn their 3rd and final timeout, as it'll come with 15 seconds to play in the first half. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Rodgers going to throw. It's caught here by Adams. And he'll be out of bounds just inside the 25-yard line. The completion good for 3, and it's 2nd down.
A 3-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 7.
That 1st down completion only netted him 3. 2nd and 7.
Inside.
Here's Rodgers to throw. And that will be incomplete. 4 ticks left here on the clock. Mecole Hardman, the intended target, and it's 3rd down. Not time enough for a play and then a timeout, you wouldn't think. So with 4 seconds left, they're going for it.
Check.
They go back to the ground with Jones. And they stop him short of the 1st, as he can only get to the 20. So we've come upon halftime here in this NFC Divisional Round matchup. As we'll send you down to Orlando, and we check in with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach, a trip to the NFC title game hanging in the balance. Second half action back underway.
You ready?
The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. And that first half, one to forget really on both sides of the ball. They got to find some way to string something together here, don't they?
Yeah, they're down big right now. So as you mentioned, trying to find something to string together, get some consistency, something sustained, maybe calm their whole team down and find a way to get back in this one.
Yeah, because right now you're down big, you're being shut out. Let's see if this is the drive that kind of kickstarts them. After the pickup of 5, here's 2nd and 5.
You ain't got nothing. You ain't got nothing.
Here's Rodgers. Over the middle, that's caught by Adams. And he'll be brought down shy of the 40 at the 38-yard line. 7 yards there and a first down.
I think that's a big pickup for a first down because when you run a drag route against zone, you're sometimes asking for trouble because you might run into a defender.
Yeah, well, there they ran into a first down, executed it to perfection. And they bring him to the ground just shy of midfield. It's a gain of 12, and the Packers have the first. And they'll keep on the ground with Jones. And he's got it across the midfield stripe and into Viking territory. He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4. Rodgers with a give. It's Aaron Jones. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. He lost 2 there, and it's 3rd down. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. On play action, Rodgers. And that will be incomplete. Xavier Rhodes, the cornerback, there in coverage.
They went with the dime look that time on defense, just flooded the field with defensive backs, blanketed everyone, took away all the passing angles, thus the incompletion.
I guess they figure they got to start taking some chances. Here's a big one in this 3rd quarter as they'll go for it on 4th down. Rodgers to throw for it on 4th. Eluding the pressure right. Oh, and this ball's tipped and intercepted. Picked off by Harrison Smith. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. Now on 1st down, he's going to sneak it. And he'll get this only up to about the 3-yard line. 2 yards the gain on the keeper, and it's 2nd down.
Well, he got what he could there, just trying to move forward and gain a little bit of yardage and create some space. You know the pressure is going to be tough defensively.
Oh, a quarterback sneak on 2nd down. Jackson hit, and he lost the football. And the Packers pick it up. And they've got it just 2 yards away from the end zone. They'll have it 1st and goal here from the 2-yard line.
After that play, I think we know one quarterback will be extremely happy if his defense can hold the opposing team to a field goal here.
The defense gets him the ball via the turnover. Now can this offense cash in? 1st and goal. Now after the fumble recovery, it's Rodgers. And he's going to take it in. Touchdown, Packers. A 2-yard touchdown grab. And his guys capitalize on the short field as they take it in for 6. Crosby connects on the extra point, and that cuts this lead down to 13. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. This is taken at his 4. And he'll bring it a few past the 20 to the 23-yard line.
The Vikings take over 1st and 10 at their own 23-yard line.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And they had the fumble last time that led to a touchdown. That's a no-no. We'll see what they do here this go-around.
A big no-no. Put that in capital letters. Turning it over, the other team takes it down and scores. That can be a deflator for a football team. Now it's up to the offense to get back out on the field and pick things up.
They're out there. We'll see if they can pick those things back up. Looking for Thielen, but it's intercepted. Picked off by Darnell Savage. And they will take over possession of the football at their 42-yard line.
The Packers take over first and 10.
About set to get this drive started. The Green Bay offense at the line. They coming off a touchdown drive. The last time they had the ball, that cut down the lead. Now the defense does their part, got them the football back.
So now maybe with the touchdown they scored previously, plus their defense making that stand up and getting them the ball right back, momentum may be shifting in their favor. Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion. They would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication. And as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
Throwing again on second down, but this time it's incomplete. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on third down. To throw is Rodgers. He's going to fire one deep, middle of the field. Got a man, it's caught at the 6-yard line. They're able to convert on third down, and that sets up a first and goal. And at this stage, down in the second half, looks like they just wanted to find a way to get it in the hands of their playmaker, and they did.
I think you're exactly right. I don't think the coordinator's looking at his play sheet and trying to figure out which play will work well. He's trying to figure out how to get the ball to the playmaker that you just described. Looking down at that sheet, you find people plays, not necessarily X's and O's, and that's exactly what they did there.
318. Check. Watch the before. Quarterback, don't get nervous now. We ain't beginning to tear you up. Don't get nervous. Out. 319.
And they'll turn to the power game to try to get in. And trying to push forward, but he is going to be stuffed up in the backfield.
After a play like that, there should be congratulations all the way around, I think, because if you can stop a big fullback like that, that's not easily done.
Yeah, he does not go down easily. You're right, but he did there. Can this Vikings D hold up one more time? Third and goal. Shotgun now for Rodgers. And he's got it. It's caught for a Packers touchdown. Jay Sternberger there to make the grab as his guys are back within a single score. Crosby with the extra point, and the lead will shrink to 6. So here comes the kickoff, and what now is just a one-score, 6-point game. This is fielded at the chalk of the 10. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line.
The Vikings take over first and 10 at their own 26-yard line.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And last time wasn't pretty. One play and an interception. We'll see if they can do better.
I want to see if they want to go ahead and throw the ball again now on this drive after what happened on the last one. Throw it on the first play. Give the quarterback some confidence.
See what happens. Now a first down run is sniffed out from the start as they'll drop him for a loss of 4. That'll wind up going for a loss of 4. And it'll bring up a 2nd and 14. Now a fake on the give here as they try the run-pass option. 22 yards there, a first down.
I like watching the wide receiver screen because it's a real teamwork play. Because guess what? The guy catching the ball, he'll get all the credit. But how about the people up the block in front of him, either fellow receivers or offensive linemen? That makes that play a really nice timing play, and sometimes it can break big.
Check.
get him down as he's inside the 40. It's a gain of 16, and the Vikings have the first down as well.
And while we're seeing more and more of these plays come from the college game into the NFL, and that one, it was run with great success, how about the evolution of the offensive linemen? We're seeing less and less big guys who can't move and more guys who are a lot more mobile and can get out in front of that type of a play.
You got tight right there. Check 13. Check 13.
They'll run on first down. It's Cook. And he's going to get this inside the 30. 13 yards as the Vikings pick up the first down.
They're making it look easy out there. Another first down. So far on this drive, let me do this little bit of math here. 4 plays, 3 first downs.
That's a pretty good recipe for success.
Hey, defense, let's go. Pick it up, D. Watch the eye. Hey, check 24. Check 24.
Now a run with Cook. And he's going to take this down to about the 17. A good run there on first down, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 2.
8 yards on the pickup. Brings up 2nd and 2 at the 17-yard line.
One quarter remains for a trip to the NFC title game. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Another tote for the workhorse this afternoon. It's Cook. And the second wave of tacklers is going to get him as they stop him behind the line. They'll wind up losing 3 yards here. And that'll bring up a 3rd down. From the gun, Jackson. He's going to be sacked back at the 23-yard line. Cameron Hayward in there to get him for a loss of 3, and it will be 4th down. And Bailey able to knock it through. And that will make this a 9-point lead. So that's a big one. Obviously, Charles makes it a 2-score game. His 3rd field goal of the game, able to knock it through.
Yeah, not exactly free and clear yet, but as a defense, you get to play a little bit looser, don't you? Because you do now have a little bit of a margin of error, don't you? There's no downplaying that we all knew that this was a critical possession, and to get a return like that to start things off, that's the spark that they needed. That's the spark they were looking for.
The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. And that last drive, a long drive, but not just that. They had a great air attack going. Pressure coming from the Vikings, and they get there and bring him down. Calais Campbell, credit him with a sack as he buries him for a loss of 10. So now 20 yards to go on 2nd down after the sack. Work to be done. Now it's Rodgers. Taking a deep shot here for Hardman. And Rodgers intercepted a 3rd time. Picked up by the former first-rounder Trey Waynes. And they will finally get him as he's all the way down near the 40-yard line. Mecole Hardman, the intended target. They set themselves behind the chains, tried to get it all back in one play, and it backfired.
Didn't it feel like a pitcher working his way into a 3-0 count, right? You're behind. What do your coaches always tell you? Get it back one pitch at a time. In this case, they tried to get it back right away, and it didn't work out.
Check, 93's the mic, 93's the mic. Hey, we heavy on the edges, heavy on the edges. Watch out, watch out, watch out, watch out. Check, 93's the mic, 93.
After the interception, here's Jackson going deep for, and this is taken in at the 5. 36 yards on the play.
You know I'm going to lean towards the defender, right? You know I'm going to do that.
I know.
That's a tough situation for him as I see it. But the truth of the matter is, that ball was not streaking towards him. That little arc on it, he's got to find a way to get his head around to make a play on the football.
Hey, alert 3, alert 3. Motion, check.
They'll run with Cook. And he's able to get it down to the 2-yard line. It'll be a pickup of 4, and it brings up 2nd and goal. Now, I'm guessing you'd say this is kind of the key here. Grind out some yardage, work on that clock, see if you can continue to tick it down.
Definitely, you want to bleed things out at this point, right? Continue to possess the football, gain some yardage, and put the onus on the defense. Do they have to use timeouts? What are they going to do to stop you? You're taking charge.
And he will take this one into the end zone for a Viking touchdown. Tyree Jackson saving his best for the playoffs with his 3rd touchdown of the game. And the interception by the Vikings D leads to a touchdown. The Vikings leave the offense on the field as they're going to line up and go for 2.
It's going to be a long day, offense. It's going to be a long day.
Now a fake on the give here as they try the run-pass option. And he will get into the end zone to extend the lead by 2 more. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. This is taken at his 4. And he'll take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line.
Let's go.
First and 10 at their own 28-yard line.
About set to get this drive started, the Green Bay offense at the line. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more? And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. Calais Campbell picks up his 2nd sack of the afternoon.
This has been a tough one for this offensive line. It appears almost like they've been on roller skates this entire game, the way they've been pushed around. 6 sacks given up in this one.
So that complicates things a bit here. 18 yards to go now on 2nd down. Now Rodgers escaping the pressure, and he's going to go down again. Anthony. Able to get in there for his 2nd sack of the afternoon.
Brings up 3rd down.
Rodgers now, after the sack, he'll lead the pack up on 3rd and long. Throwing is Rodgers. Looking deep for Adams. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked off by the former first-rounder Trey Waynes. And his guys are going to take over at the 31-yard line.
Well, this defensive pressure has been constant all game long. The pass rush, the coverage, they've all been excellent, and now they'll tack on an interception here as this one continues to slip just further and further out of hand.
They start the drive with Cook, and they take him down, losing yardage back at the 27. That's going to go as a loss of 4, and it'll be 2nd down. Well, the first play of the drive lost 4. Now they'll look to move it forward here on 2nd and 14.
Check, 93's the mic, 93's the mic.
Jackson. A deep ball for Dotson. It's caught inside the 25. And he will score. Touchdown, Vikings. Josh Dotson, 73 yards. And the Vikings are going to widen that advantage. The PAT would extend their lead, but there is a flag on the play. They're down here in the fourth, and that personal foul penalty is not going to help.
No, in these types of situations, players will tell you that's extra intensity. From where we sit, it's actually frustration, not a good play.
Here we go. Here we go. Here we go.
The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. They are looking to make a bit of a 180. They are sputtering right now.
And frankly, I think it's time to call your playmakers together and say, all right, guys, we're going to lean on you through this patch. We need you to get us back on track and get us going in the right direction. So you're calling plays geared to them. Not necessarily what you look at your plays, oh, this hurts the defense. I want the ball in the hands of X, Y, and Z and see if we can move forward.
So don't get too cute. Go to the playmakers. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So it's Packer football here as we welcome you back. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. It'll go as a loss of a yard, and it'll set up third down. Seems pretty obvious defensively a key was stopping the run game. How have they done it so successfully?
To me, it seems that these guys really did a nice job of paying attention during the scouting report meeting. And you know, Brandon, when they do those, they talk about the top plays that these guys like to run. The best runs for the top running back, those are the ones you focus on and want to take away. And they've done that pretty successfully in this game.
Off the play fake to Jones. Here's Rodgers. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And my goodness, another interception. Picked off by Harrison Smith. And he will take this all the way down to the 38-yard line. The interception woes, they just continue to mount. He's thrown 5 picks. At this point, you got to be thinking, is it something between the ears?
I think a confidence hit does occur once you start getting those numbers up there a little bit. But as you and I both know, it's not always just one guy's fault. Maybe somebody ran a wrong pattern. Maybe some balls were tipped. It could be so many different things. Bottom line, though, it comes back to the guy throwing them.
On first down, Cook. On the tackle that time, Dean Lowry.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8.
Drop deep, drop deep. Kill. Hey, turn it out. Check. Lucky. Sponge. No.
They run it again with Cook. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25.
Let's go.
They get 14 there. First down, Vikings.
I've got an idea. Let's skip racing to the airport at the end of this game. Let's go to the post-game press conference. I have a feeling that the quarterback of this winning team is going to be given a whole lot of credit to the running game and the offensive line.
Yeah, I was just going to say the offensive line, yes, carrying the ball has been key, but those guys up front, they've made a lot of space.
Switch. Check nickel. We got this.